Welcome to Come Get Woo Woo. We're your hosts, Becky and Ro, here to hold space for the unseen, the unspoken, and the deeply felt. This is a place for seekers, for those who sense that there's more, for those who hear between the words, feel beyond the room, and know without knowing why.
Together, we'll explore the language of spirit, the clarity of your clairs, and the signs that rise up when you're ready to notice. You're not imagining it, you're remembering it. This is Come Get Woo Woo.
Have you ever tasted something in your mouth that wasn't really there? A sudden sweetness, or a sour note, or a familiar flavor of a loved one's favorite food? Welcome to the magic of Clairgustance. Hey, woo-woo seekers. Welcome back to another episode of Come Get Woo-Woo with Becky and Ro. I'm Becky.
And I'm Ro. Today we're diving deep into Clairgustance. This is the incredible gift of psychic tasting. We'll explore how it connects to your energy, your chakras, and the different ways it can show up. We'll also share ways you can strengthen this ability and offer insights that go beyond what's in our journals or meditation. Think of it as a chance to expand your understanding, to notice how Clairgustance might already be working in your life, and to invite it in even more.
Want to know what Clairgustance really is? It's also known as clear tasting. This is an intuitive ability where a person receives meaningful taste or taste sensations that carry information from spirit guides and places or people. The taste can appear physically in your mouth, a sudden taste, or a vivid inner imaginated tasting experience. It's one of the lesser discussed clairs, but shows up very practically. People report tasting the flavor that relates to a message that triggers a memory or an insight. Hey, Ro, did you ever ignore or dismiss a psychic taste at first and then later realize it was really something spirit was trying to tell you and get your attention for?
I am sure that I have ignored or dismissed psychic taste because right now I don't believe I have Clairgustance. Going through this, I just feel that I probably did do that. How about you?
I would agree with you. I don't knowingly know if I've ever had this experience, but it might be that it was never something I closely looked at or associated with it. So, I think I'm on that category that I've probably ignored many of the signs and symbols of what I've tasted.
Yeah, me too.
So should we go over some of the ways how it works so people know whether or not they're actually experiencing it?
Yeah, absolutely. Taste is often clear and specific. It's unrelated to what you've recently ate or drank. It evokes memories, emotions, or a sense of knowing connected to its flavor. The taste typically fades quickly after delivering its intuitive or spiritual message.
Why do you think Clairgustance is often overlooked compared to like clairvoyance or clairaudience?
I think that there's a couple of reasons. One, Clairgustance is not as mystical or dramatic as clairvoyance or clairaudience. It can be easily dismissed. People might think they might have a craving or they're hungry for a specific food. Well, that's a craving. Or they're simply or they're simply hungry. So they might dismiss it that way. And then Clairgustance, like clairalience, is fleeting. So it's there 1 second and out the other.
Oh, that's frustrating. It's like, just like clairalience, I'm searching if no, was that really real or, and yeah.
Yeah. And then cravings too, because you crave certain food sometimes. That could be a message we're just not realizing.
See, and I'm not going to use that phrase that I said so many times in the last episode. But
Pay attention.
yes. I think it's one of those things, a classic example. I've ignored everything or dismissed it because I thought that I was hungry for whatever. And I have to say that I will be more observant on when that's coming around and maybe pay it. And maybe recognize it for the message that it is or isn't. So, say you taste your grandma's chocolate chip cookies and you know it's a message. What do you suggest people do next, Ro?
Oh, I have a quick 3-step process to ground the message. So the first one is stop and savor the moment. The instant you detect the taste, stop moving. Don't swallow, don't distract yourself. Focus intensely on the texture and the flavor. Ask yourself, is it sweet, sour, salty, or bitter? Physical experience is the anchor for the spiritual message. The second one is to pin the memory, and this is the link. Immediately ask, who or what does this taste link me to? Is it a person, a place, a specific time in your life, or a symbolic concept like bitterness equals warning? The who or what is the meaning. And the third one is translate the action, the wisdom. Finally, ask, what is the message here? If you taste grandpa's charcoal smoke, the message might be it's time to build or create something. If you taste iron, the message might be stand your ground, be strong.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. So what about the ways that it can show up?
Okay, so some of the ways that it can show up is pretty straightforward. Tasting without eating. You experience distinct taste in your mouth, such as a sweet, salty, bitter, or maybe even metallic with no food or drink present. That's a pretty straightforward one and easy.
Mm-hmm.
You could also taste specific dishes or drinks or flavors that remind you of a person, event, or memory. You taste foods or beverages strongly associated with somebody who has passed away, whether it be their favorite meal or candy. Certain tastes seem to be tied to spiritual guidance or messages, often providing insight and comfort. Spirit can show you, maybe it reminds you of home or something like that.
I love that.
You can also experience unpleasant tastes, such as bitterness or sourness, which might actually be a signal for a potentially negative or dangerous energy. Another one would be tastes that appear in your mouth may carry metaphorical meanings, so such as sweetness representing joy, where bitterness might represent caution.
Huh. So Becky, like what kind of food would, if you were to taste it, would be a caution to you?
Caution. You know what? Probably that metallic, like if you bite your tongue or something like that and something's bleeding, and I would have to say that would be that metallic taste or something like that. And yeah, that would be a caution warning. Would you have a taste that would invoke a memory at all?
Yes. Chestnuts. Oh, but now I'm wondering if it would be the smell or the taste. I think a little bit of both, because my grandmother used to make chestnuts.
Oh, I haven't ever had a roasted chestnut.
Oh,
I know. Might have to head to Jersey this winter, right?
Yeah, I'll have to make them. I think I only tried once.
Are they hard? I don't even know.
No, you just have to put like an X in them and then put them in the oven, and that's it.
Oh, well, that seems easy enough.
Yeah.
Looks like we could be doing something creative with our Friday night.
Yeah. Making chestnuts.
Making chestnuts.
Okay, so I'll continue on. You may have a heightened awareness of taste and its energetic or emotional resonance. Certain phantom tastes evoke strong feelings, memories, or intuitive clarity. For example, you suddenly taste smoke and charcoal of a barbecue pit, which is a message that, your grandfather who loved grilling is present. Also, random tastes might appear in moments of meditation or prayer or spiritual reflection. Okay, here are some ways it can be used. Some classical mediums considered clairgustance one of the evidential clairs because specific tastes like cigars, peppermint, or a family recipe could confirm the identity of a spirit in a reading. And did you know that some indigenous and shamanic traditions sometimes interpret psychic tastes as messages from plant allies or ancestral medicine, especially when working with herbs, teas, or healing rituals? And some people report that psychic taste doesn't always sit on the tongue. It can feel like a full body taste, almost as if their energy field is flavored for a moment. That's interesting.
Did you know that clairgustance might be heightened during shifts in frequency, like astrological portals, eclipses, or like even the Lion's Gate portal? Many sensitives report unusual tastes during high energy transits. Did you know the element of salt has actually been commonly used as a protective element in rituals? Some psychics actually experience sudden salty tastes when spirit is signaling purification, cleansing, or protection that is needed. Along with some practitioners believe that spirit sends a recipe, if you will, of taste at once. So you taste honey, cinnamon, cloves all together, and it's a layered meaning, meaning comfort, love, and protection.
Do you think some people are more naturally in tune with clairgustance than others?
Well, that's the really cool thing about clairalience and clairgustance is that some people have specifically used these parts in their job. Like some chefs and bakers, they swear that they've actually tasted the recipe before actually making it. That's actually clairgustance guiding their creativity, if you will. So those chefs or pastry chefs consistently tasting dishes, trusting their palate to balance everything, all the different flavors. Our previous episode on clairalience, we actually talked about a sommelier, which is the wine tester. We didn't know the name. I had to look it up. And they might identify different notes of oak or blackberry. Perfumists might pick up the different scents of perfume, where for clairgustance, a professional food taster might identify specific and physical ingredients. They have taste specialists in almost everything, like teas and coffee tasters, even chocolate tasters. And did you know that there was something actually called a flavor chemist? So these people develop artificial and natural flavors by testing taste combinations, almost like intuitive food scientists. Ayurvedic and herbal practitioners actually taste herbs and remedies directly, just to interpret the energetic and symbolic energies. Then you've also got the quality control testers, mom, dad, grandma.
That's fun. Should we go over some of the chakras?
I think that's a great idea. So while the primary energy center for clairgustance is actually the throat chakra, and just a reminder, the location of the throat chakra is obviously the throat. But the reason why it's associated with this is because of communication, which is not just for speaking. It's actually receiving psychic information, the ability to taste non-physical, substance is actually considered a form of receiving information from spirit, making the throat chakra the main hub. But it is also associated with a secondary energy center, which is the sacral chakra. So this is located just below the belly button. It governs the emotions, creativity, and senses in the body. It also governs the ability to experience pleasure, joy, and helps you understand the emotional significance of all the tastes that you are receiving. It's also the key center for the intuitive gut feeling or clear feeling, which is clairsentient. For some, the psychic taste may be received in form of gut knowing or gut tasting. So with the throat chakra, helping to process the communication of the information. So here's a few exercises to help open and balance sacral chakra if you feel like it's unbalanced. So engage in water. So the element of the sacral chakra is water. So taking a warm bath, go for a swim, or simply spend time in a river, a lake, or an ocean. Let the energy actually just flow and wash away any emotional blockages, because that's the emotional center. You can embrace creativity, expression, do something creative without judgment. You could go painting, you could go dancing, maybe singing, play an instrument, maybe just simple color in a coloring book. The focus is more on the art of creation, not necessarily the final product. Wearing the color orange. Incorporate the color orange in your life. You can wear it, maybe use it in your home decorating, even visualizing an orange light filling your lower abdomen during meditation. So basically, in short, while the throat chakra is the main energetic center for the mechanics of clairgustance, the sacral chakra will play a supporting role, grounding the message in emotions and physical sensation. Think of it this way. The throat chakra receives the message of taste, and the sacral chakra helps you understand how the taste feels to you on an emotional and sensory level. Both work together to provide a complete message. Ro, do you have any other chakras that we should address? Maybe some minor chakras?
Yeah, I have two.
Oh, cool.
So we have the tongue chakra. The tongue chakra is the minor chakra connected to clairgustance. It sits right on the tongue itself and works closely with the throat chakra. Some teachings also place subtle energy points along the soft palate at the roof of the mouth, which light up when this clair is active. So the location is obviously the tongue and extending up to the roof of the mouth. Almost like a little gateway where physical taste and intuitive taste overlap.
Cool.
Here are some of the ways that you could activate your tongue and soft palate chakras. Breathe in slowly through the nose, then bring your awareness to your tongue. Visualize a soft, silvery, blue, or pale lavender light glowing on your tongue. Imagine your breath carrying light directly onto your tongue, charging that energy point. And you can also visualize this light sphere on your soft palate. Chanting this seed sound ham, the same as the throat chakra, but focusing the vibration on your tongue and the roof of your mouth. This vibrational message stimulates the minor chakras. And then you could also touch the soft palate lightly with your tongue tip to activate subtle currents. When you work with these minor chakras, you're essentially fine-tuning your taste antenna, allowing clairgustance impressions to come in more clearly and with less effort.
I'm not gonna lie. I touched my tongue while you were talking. I was touching my tongue to the roof of my neck. All it does is tickle. I'm sorry, that was way off subject. Yes, it was way off. But I know anybody that was listening to you talking were actually doing. that.
And then, but it's activating it. Like, how often do you touch the tip of
I
your tongue to
don't
the roof
because
of
it
your mouth?
tickles. Yeah, it tickles otherwise. But I'm going to do it more. Now I just got to get over it. I'll do it more though.
Becky, why do you think clairgustance might be a quiet clair for some people?
Well, I think unlike clairvoyance, which relies on the third eye, clairgustance actually it requires a physical mechanism. So your mouth and your taste receptors or taste buds to be sensitive and clear. And I think with all of our modern day life, things dull our palate. So also creating energetic interference. So some of the things that excess sugar and salt, an overly salty or sweet diet can temporarily desensitize your taste buds, making it harder to subdue psychic whispers of taste to break through. It's like turning the volume down on your psychic antenna. Another thing is dehydration. The tongue and the palate need moisture to transmit both physical and energetic information. Being slightly dehydrated can reduce the clarity of your psychic taste. And sometimes it's medical interference. So commonly, medications can leave permanent metallic or bitter aftertaste. If you have constant phantom taste, it becomes impossible to distinguish from the sudden clairgustant message.
Oh, that's interesting about the medication interference, but we should tell our woo-woo seekers not to change or just discontinue any medication based on anything you hear on the show or any other spiritual practice. Always consult with a qualified medical professional, like your doctor or pharmacist, before making any changes to your health regimen. A physical symptom needs to be a physical diagnosis. Our goal here is to help you distinguish between a physical problem and a spiritual message, but your first step should always be to rule out the physical cause with professionals. Safety first, woo-woo seekers.
Yeah, I totally agree. The simple takeaway here is that a clear body makes clear channels. Hydrate, cut back on excess sugars for a few days, and see what psychic tasting abilities instantly improve.
What kinds of exercises can people try at home to strengthen their clairgustance, especially if it feels like one of their quieter clairs?
Well, I am definitely trying that tongue exercise that you just talked about, where you're putting your tongue on the top of your palate. I'm going to try that and more often. So actually that falls into one of the categories is tongue awareness. So gently move your tongue, notice taste without even eating. Another thing you can do is actually close your eyes, recall the exact taste of 3 foods from your past. You know, say grandma's soup, cotton candy, or coffee. Write down the taste, texture, and emotion connected to it. So one of the things that it's going to do is it's going to build a memory of taste filed back into the filing cabinet of your brain. Later on, spirit can take it out and use that symbol to help you out. Another thing that you can do is symbol pairing. So list 10 things, salt, lemon, smoke, honey, whatever it is, and write each one and then what it symbolically means to you. So then you practice matching those spontaneous tastes to that list. Guided taste meditations, visualizing drinking of golden tea and note the taste and the message. I think you were going to do a meditation on this, weren't you?
I will do a meditation for clairgustance that will work on just tasting, but I'm in the middle of finishing a sacred tree meditation that actually guides you through all of the clairs.
Oh, I look forward to listening to it then. All right, here's a quick practice you can do while listening to the podcast or driving. We call it the tongue reset mudra. It's really simple. We've already kind of touched on it earlier where you put your tongue to the top of your mouth. So that's what you're going to do is you're going to gently bring the tip of your tongue to touch just the roof of your mouth. You're going to just press and hold. So simply apply a small amount of pressure, almost as if you're trying to prevent yourself from swallowing. Hold it gently. And then every time that you take a breath in and as you exhale, visualize all the old stale flavors and psychic chatter falling away from your tongue. And when you release your tongue back to rest, like in its normal position, the entire area should feel cleansed, neutral, and highly sensitive. You've just created a blank slate for clear tasting messages. So another thing that you can do is actually practice within a group. It's a remote exercise with you and one other person. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a friend think of a food or a meal without telling you. And you close your eyes and you tune in to see if you can taste the impression that shows up and then just compare notes. You got to find a friend to do it with you.
I'll do it with you.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I think it'll be fun to try.
Yeah.
So another one that you can do is pretty simple. While you're walking around into a place or into a store or friend's house or whatever, check in with your mouth, any taste. So you can actually use it in reading. So when you're doing a card pull, just note any taste along with everything else that you're getting, just as it's just another layer of getting the information. Sometimes eat something slowly and actually savor it. Close your eyes and actually try to get any of the different layers of taste. So salt, sweet, sour, bitter, whatever it is. The biggest thing is go have fun. The more playful you are, the easier clairgustance is going to flow to you. Many people think that clairgustance only happens when you're washing dishes or walking the dog, but it's an incredibly powerful tool for navigating your inner landscape, especially in meditation, even while you sleep. So think about it. When you're conscious, your mind is quiet and your senses are heightened. So during dreams, you frequently experience taste-specific, unusual flavors in your dreams. Here's again, pay attention. If your guides or subconscious using clairgustance try to deliver a message about a situation you're facing, for example, tasting bitter, burning flavor in a dream could simply be a warning to avoid certain path or a person. Then another thing that you can do is it's considered a sweet spot in meditation. So in deep meditation, you're going to reach that quiet, focused state. You might experience a spontaneous sweet taste that fills your mouth. This isn't just a physical phenomenon. It is often interpreted as pure spiritual confirmation, the nectar of spiritual alignment. So next time you meditate, take a moment to tune your tongue, if you will. What is the flavor? What is the flavor of your present moment? Is it sweet, signaling harmony, or perhaps a little sour, telling you a small energetic adjustment is needed? I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of tastes?
I haven't experienced it yet, but it's something that I'm going to try to be more aware of next time.
Yeah, especially doing with the word exercises,
Mm-hmm.
we do the taste. So,
oh yeah, and I think that'll be when we get to that portion. I think that is going to be interesting when we do the words.
Yeah, almost, most definitely.
Yeah, and then maybe by then we'll have conquered the whole clairgustance thing.
Oh,
and actually experiencing it. What are some of the lesser known clairs, Ro?
We have clairalience, which we brought up last episode. So clairalience and clairgustance are physically and psychically inseparable when they overlap. An intuitive message often comes through both taste and smell simultaneously. The tasting and smelling of your grandfather's favorite cigar. This is a double validation that makes the message undeniable. But you could also have one or both of these clairs.
Well, if you want to know more about it, episode 6 will tell you all about clairalience.
We also went over this with all of the other clairs is clairtangency, which is the ability to receive information by touching an object. So when this gift overlaps with clairgustance, a person might touch an old family photo and suddenly taste mint candles their great aunt always carried, providing validation about the owner. And then there is clairsomatic, and this is typically a subset of clairsentience. Clairsomatic perception involves a specific physical sensation. So for clairgustance, this can manifest as a sudden physical sensation on the tongue or in the throat that precedes or accompanies the psychic taste. For example, a sharp, bitter taste might be preceded by a prickling sensation on the tongue, signaling a warning. So all of those we brought up before, but it's just a reminder in case you're watching these episodes separately or you're just picking up on clairgustance first. So do we have any fun facts?
I do actually. I have a few fun facts. Did you know in ancient Greece, oracles sometimes described as tasting honey, iron, or herbs when channeling messages? There were early records of clairgustance being used even then.
That's interesting.
Okay. Did you know that because taste and smell are so directly linked in the limbic system, which is the brain's emotional memory system or center, clairgustance can actually unlock ancestral memories faster than other clairs? I did not know that.
No.
And many spiritual traditions use taste as a sacral ritual. So you've got your wine, your salt, your herbs, and your oils. All clairgustance can be activated with these moments as a direct channel to spirit through symbolic flavors. While some people get great tastes, many practitioners report unpleasant flavors like sulfur, ash, or bitter herbs as a warning or a signal that something is toxic energetically. Some animal communicators report tasting dog food and even fur when tuning in psychically with an animal's energy. Clairgustance isn't just about human messages.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I don't know if I'd want to taste dog food.
I agree. I don't think I've ever had it, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to taste dog food.
Yeah. Or cat food. Any
Yeah.
type of pet food.
Any pet foods, leave those out.
Yes. So in group meditations, multiple people have reported experience the same sudden taste, like honey or lemon, suggests that clairgustance can be a shared psychic signal.
Well, that's interesting. We should try it with our group.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Some notice clairgustance is stronger in fall and winter when diets are blander and taste buds are more sensitive.
Interesting. So all of my Minnesota casseroles are doing me a favor. They're hot dishes anyway.
Yeah, I cook more food in the fall and winter than I do in the summer. So I could see that.
Well, absolutely, because a lot of people grill, and when you're grilling, you don't use as many spices. per se. Like if you're going to make like a curry dish, there's lots of different spices, but you may use just salt and pepper in grilling.
Yeah, but grilling has a distinct taste too.
Yeah, this is true. It does.
So I don't know.
That char.
Clairgustance can show up in dreams, tasting coffee, wine, herbs, or sweets that wake you up with messages or cravings tied to someone you love. Do you ever wake up like starving or, in the mood for something?
I wake up to go to the bathroom. I honestly can't say that I've ever woke up with a hankering for something. Maybe when I was pregnant with Jenna, that would be the only time, because that girl wanted milk all the time. Yeah, I would have to say that would be the only time, and I wouldn't have recognized that for Clairgustance because I didn't know anything about Clairgustance back then.
Right. Yeah. And you got to pay attention to things like that. Just giving you something to pay attention to.
True. Very true. Thanks for calling me out.
And the last one I have is mediums often say metallic taste can act like a warning, kind of like a spirit's emergency siren to get your attention quickly. So do you want to go into some myths?
I do, because I've got some fun ones. Okay, so it only happens to mediums and psychics. In truth, anyone can experience it. Often, it shows up spontaneously during memory flashes, meditations, or moments of spirit connection. It's the easiest way to say it. There can happen to anyone. You just got to pay attention. I'm just kidding. And only strong, overwhelming tastes count as clairgustance. And actually, the truth, often the impressions that we get are going to be very subtle. Even a whisper of a sweetness or a metallic tang, and it's going to be fleeting. And maybe even an aftertaste of something. That is actually another thing.
Oh, so it's even the taste is subtle. So it's not even that it's fast. It's here and it's gone. It could be just like a tiny, tiny hint.
And it's less important than other clairs. While it's less common, clairgustance is actually powerful in validation because it's so unique and hard. Oftentimes, it's dismissed as your imagination, plain and simple.
Oh.
Yeah. So here's another myth. It's just a physical craving or hunger. Many people dismiss clairgustance, believing they're just getting hungry or having a strong food memory. Fact is, psychic taste is distinct because it appears spontaneously and without context. You may taste coffee even though you hate it. I'm one of those people. So if I'm tasting coffee, that's probably a sign.
No.
Yep.
Got it. Yep.
Yep. Or you haven't had a cup all day. So cravings come from a desire to physically eat an item. A clairgustant taste is a sudden symbolic download.
As we wrap up today's episode on clairgustance, remember that your sense of taste can be a powerful channel for intuitive wisdom. It might arrive as the flavor of a loved one or a favorite food, a symbolic taste with a deeper meaning, or even a subtle warning. Whatever comes through, trust that the message is meant just for you. The more you practice tasting with intuition, the clearer your guidance becomes. This has been such a fun episode. If you missed any of our earlier conversations, you can always listen to them on Come Get Woo Woo with Becky and Ro, whatever your favorite podcast application is. And before you head into your day, take a moment to notice any flavors that arise in your mouth. Pay special attention to those that don't have physical source each small observation strengthens your connection to this gift. Becky, do we have anything else to share?
Yes. We're going to be focusing on the 6 words that we've actually previously given you and the 3 that we'll give you today from the Woo Woo Seekers Journal, A Journey for Your Signs and Symbols, Book 1. So all of our meditations are available on YouTube to deepen your experience. We'll share our experience and interpretations of each of these words. If you feel called to send us yours, please email us at woowooseekers@gmail.com. Here are the 3 words for this week from our Woo Woo Seeker Journal, A Journey for Your Signs and Symbols, Book 1. Confidence, cave, book. See what rises, see what resonates. You can find our words and meditations in our monthly newsletter on our website, comegetwoowoo.com. We release the meditations the first of every month. Remember, you can go visit at Woo Woo Seekers on YouTube to listen to our meditations for these words. Have a great day.
Thanks for getting woo-woo with us today. If something sparked a memory, a message, or just made you smile, share it with a fellow seeker because the journey is always better when you can grow together. Be sure to find us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Woo Woo Seekers so you can like, follow, and subscribe.
You can also follow us by visiting our website, comegetwoowoo.com. We are so much more than just another podcast. We're building a community of seekers just like us. We love hearing from you. If you've got signs, symbols, or stories that you want to share, email us at woowooseekers@gmail.com. Or any questions about today's episode, you can email us at comegetwoowoo@gmail.com.
Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and as always, come get woo-woo with us.